nobody in the middleweight division is very keen to face Gennady Golovkin, to put it mildly. Canelo didn't want no parts of him. Billy Joe Saunders basically priced himself out. Danny Jacobs didn't want no parts of him. Eubank Jr. more or less priced himself out as well, in a way. So Golovkin was always going to have to look outside of his own weight division to find a high-profile fighter, or somewhat high-profile fighter, that was actually willing to step in the ring with him. And in this case, it was somebody 2 divisions smaller in Kell Brook. The fight kind of came out of the blue. There had been some talk about Brook possibly fighting Golovkin a few months back when it was announced that Khan was going to fight Canelo. Brook said to Eddie Hearn straight away, I want to fight Triple G. And according to Eddie Hearn, he got on the phone to Tom Loeffler, Triple G's representative, his promoter, and they had some preliminary discussions then about a possible Brook Triple G fight. But obviously they were looking in different directions ultimately, because Triple G was trying to go for the Canelo fight and Brook was trying to go for fights with some of the top guys at 147 pounds at welterweight. So they were looking in different directions. Whereas this fight here eventually came about because Eubank Jr., or maybe his dad, was too difficult in the negotiations, and Eddie Hearn said, you know what, to hell with this. Let me just offer Brook the Golovkin fight. Since we've already talked about it previously, let's offer him it here now. It must have come as a surprise to the Triple G team, since they were negotiating this fight with Eubank Jr. It must have been a surprise to them. Or maybe Hearn had told them it was a possibility all along, knowing how difficult Eubank Sr. is. Who knows? But either way, it kind of did come out of the blue, at least to us. However, as much as I think that the circumstances surrounding Triple G fighting Brook are somewhat understandable, there are still critics who are going to be right in their criticism when they say, look, okay, we can understand Triple G can't fight nobody at middleweight because they're all running scared, but he didn't have to fight a welterweight. He could have fought somebody from the light middleweight division. He could have fought somebody from the super middleweight division. He didn't have to go down 2 weights and bring a welterweight up to 160. He himself could have gone up to 168 pounds. Why didn't he do that? Because Kell Brook is going up 2 weight divisions to fight Golovkin at 160. So why can't Golovkin, and he's just doing it for a one-off fight. If Brook wants to win or lose this fight, he can go back down to 147 and he'll still be IBF welterweight champion. Even if he loses the fight, he's not going to lose his IBF welterweight title. It's not on the line here. So Golovkin could have done the same. If he really wanted to challenge, he could have gone up and fought somebody at 168. Win or lose, he could have come back down. He would have still been middleweight champion. Gilberto Ramirez, he's not available now because of an injury, but he'd made no secret of the fact that he was willing. Him and Bob Arum both said that he was willing to fight Triple G. James DeGale had said that he's willing to fight Triple G. And obviously, previous to all this, a year or so ago, Andre Ward said that he would fight Triple G. And Andre Ward answered a challenge. Let's just get that straight. Triple G's team said that he would fight anybody. This is what Triple G's team said, that Triple G would fight anybody from 154 to 168. When Andre Ward answered that challenge, Triple G's team started talking about catchweights. That's what happened. That's the reality. I know some people don't want to hear that, but that's what actually happened. So he could have fought Ward. He didn't fight Ward. Yeah, he's chosen to fight a smaller guy. Remember, he was also pursuing Mayweather, and he was pursuing Pacquiao even, for a while. So Triple G is looking at the smaller guys a lot more than he's looking at the bigger guys. There's just no denying it. It's a fact. So those criticisms of Triple G are warranted in this instance. Yes, he does have to look outside of his weight division, but he didn't have to look 2 weight divisions below. And also, why didn't he fight Lara? Lara's been calling Triple G out for a long time. Some of Triple G's diehard fans were saying, well, Lara hasn't done anything at middleweight, so why should Triple G fight him? Triple G don't fight little guys. Well, yes, he does. As we see here, he's fighting Brook. And Brook's smaller than Lara. And some of his other, some of Triple G's other hardcore fans were saying, well, Lara isn't really serious about the fight. He only ever mentions Triple G's name when he's got one of his own fights coming up. So he's just trying to get his name out there and drum up publicity for his own fight. Well, that's not true, because after Lara's last fight against Matarazzi in the rematch, he called Triple G out after the fight. He called him out before the fight and after the fight. So you can't say that he's just using Triple G's name to drum up ticket sales for his own fights, because the tickets are all sold after the fight, people. Why didn't he fight Lara? That is a legitimate question and a legitimate criticism. If you can fight Brook, why not Lara? So, yeah. Just to be 100% fair and balanced here, as I always am, I have to give you guys the rough with the smooth. I don't think Triple G fighting Triple G fighting Kell Brook is as bad as Canelo Khan. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad, but it's still questionable. He still could have fought other guys, bigger guys, definitely, outside of 160. So, yeah, let me know what you think about it anyway, people. Hopefully, you guys out there can be objective. I know, again, you look at the guys who are just hating, and just relentlessly hating on Andre Ward. Imagine if Andre Ward, back when he was ruling the roost at 168, when he'd beaten Chad Dawson and he come out of the Super 6. Imagine if he then had announced that he was going to fight a light middleweight. Somebody 2 weight divisions below him. Imagine the kind of hate he would have got for picking a guy 2 weight divisions below him. Yeah, because at that time, there was nobody left. He'd beat Froch. Froch had beaten Boutte. So for that time period, who else was he going to fight? There was seemingly nobody out there. And people were saying, okay, Ward, move up then. If there's nobody in your division, move up. This is what a lot of the people who support GGG were saying to Ward at the time. Move up then. Stop being a coward and move up and fight Kovalev. Yeah, that's what they were saying. And if he'd announced that I'm not going to fight Kovalev, actually, I'm going to bring a light middleweight up to fight me at super middle, he would have been crucified for that. Let's be real. It would have been like 95% hate on the internet for Andre Ward if he'd done that. And in fact, now that he is moving up to fight Kovalev, those same people who have been crucifying Andre Ward all along, they don't even give him a tiny bit of praise for stepping up and doing what they said he wouldn't do and fighting Sergey Kovalev. Not even a tiny bit of praise, just constantly bashing him. You would have thought that if they had any decency or any objectivity in them at all, they would have said, you know what? Wow, that's a big move by Ward. I congratulate him, and you know what? I have to apologize to him because I didn't think he was actually that type of guy, but he is. He's proved me wrong, so all props to him for moving up and taking on Kovalev. He proved me wrong. He's actually doing it. If they had any decency or objectivity, that's what you would have heard from these people. That's what you'd be hearing from these people right now. But it's not. All you're hearing is them constantly bashing Ward. Oh, I can't wait till I can't wait until Kovalev knocks him out. Oh, I can't wait. That's all they're saying. It's so sad to me that there are not more people who are like me that have the ability to be objective, that can go by the code of no fighter being below praise and no fighter being above criticism. It's sad there's not more people that can do that. I guess people have got such deep prejudices. They haven't analyzed themselves well enough to really understand that they have these prejudices a lot of the time. Sometimes it's really subliminal. Sometimes it's not. or subconscious, sorry, rather than subliminal. It's late here, people. I'm tired, so I'm making quite a few mistakes in this video. You'll have to bear with me, but I think I got all my points across in this video anyway. I like GGG as a fighter, but some of the people who support GGG, they're such hypocrites. It's really a shame, because with GGG, there's really nothing to dislike, or very little to dislike about him. He's an exciting fighter. He's a puncher. He's skillful. He's a humble guy outside the ring, as far as we know anyway. His public persona, he's a humble guy. There's nothing to dislike about him. But some of his fans, or some of the people that support him, they really leave a lot to be desired. A lot of them are deeply, deeply, deeply biased and have no objectivity at all. It's really a shame, but it is what it is. Anyway, people, it's your boy Hatman. I'm out.